MVP is coping here, and not MVP, the MVP fan base. First off, I do want to claim, or I do want to make one thing. MVP, I think that if I remember correctly, I think that the gyroscopic effects are claims from the fan base, not from the company themselves, if I remember correctly.
You're going to want to go to MVP's website because I think they have an entire page about their gyroscopic effects.
But I'm saying what it does to a disc.
Yeah.
I think that's not actually from them.
I think you're going to want to go to their web technologies.
Gyro. Because we read this before because of the science of gyro.
Let's read it again.
Okay, angular momentum, also known as gyroscopic effect, is a third aspect of disc flight. The result of disc rotation. Improve all aspects of disc flight. Include angular momentum of disc in flight.
No, that's what you're looking for.
Is what I'm looking for?
Right there.
Gyro molding technology is designed that produces around two-step molding process that allows outer ring to be made with a heavier material. The process of transferring mass away from the axis of rotation increases the disc moment of inertia at parabolic proportions.
So they're not.
What I'm saying is they don't claim that makes a disc go farther. That's where
they just say it has more.
It aids the gyroscopic effect,
which I think it basically helps maintain the rotations, which has then led to this disc go farther.
Yeah, that's not really the issue. The issue is
But so, anyways, basically what happened is Discmania, in effort to promote their Q line, which is their non-gyro, but they shift more weight to the rim. They took a bunch of discs and cut them open. They, on their graphic, have it anonymously. Someone on the fan page put like, hey, this one's the time lapse. They cut open a bunch of discs and cut the flight plate off and then the rim off, and basically showed this is the weight dispersion between the rim and the flight plate. So the Q line wins it.
Oh, shoot.
Because the Q line comes in at 77% of the rim is in the rim.
Wow.
But these discs that are on this page are the Discmania DD3, I believe a Force, a Destroyer, and a time lapse, if I remember correctly. And the time lapse is actually the lowest weight in the rim distribution. So the flight plate makes up 26.9% of the weight.
Wow.
The stock DD3 is 25.5. I don't know which A or B. I don't remember which one's which, but either the Force or the Destroyer is 25.3 in the rim, and the other's 25.1. So they're effectively the same.
Let me look at that.
But all of them are below 26.9% being in the flight plate. So this was posted because essentially it was posted to the MVP fan page because they're like, guys, the weight in our rim is actually less dispersion than your normal stock disc. And it's significantly less, 4% less than the Q line of Discmania.
So one thing to note is obviously some people had complaints with their method, right? Like they're just using an X-Acto knife basically, or a box cutter.
They did a pretty good job.
That's like, well, you could make the argument. I just wanted to point out, so we're talking about a 3% difference. A 3% difference on a 175 gram disc is 5.25 grams. So like it's pretty significant in the scope of a. So like if you were to leave on a little, because like it'd be one thing if it was like, okay, if you left on 2 flecks of plastic, you change by 1.5%. It's not quite that dramatic at all. So just putting that out there.
So the funny part here is the comments, because
so funny.
For all of history with MVP, what we've heard is like there's more weight in the rim. It increases the gyroscopic. It changes how the flight happens, and it goes farther.
That because they do overmold.
That's the part. It changes the flight, makes it fade farther forward, makes it go farther. That part alone, that's not coming from MVP. The weight to the outside, gyroscopic, that comes from MVP. So I think that's an important delineation.
Which, to be fair, if you read their statement, all they say is they move more weight to the rim compared to what's in the flight plate, which they do. They never said they do more than any other company.
There's another science thing that I think that you might have to go deeper that people are claiming. This is where things are getting like, okay, how sciencey do we get science with it? I would imagine MVP is going to respond with a counter test, because I feel like that's what I would do.
I don't know that they can.
If I had proof. Well, because I think they can prove one specific part. We'll get to that in a second.
If it's true.
But in the comments, all of a sudden you have all of these gyronauts, the MVP fanboys, basically being like, starting to throw it all out the window. Being like, it was never about the weight being in the rim. I just love the feel of the plastic. It was never about that it flew different.
Really funny.
I'm like, guys, look, I understand this kind of is like a shocking thing to your core belief system of disc golf, but like, you're not fooling anyone. It was always about the flight. Like,
there's a reason why we call you the Gyronaut.
Okay, I'll say this.
You can't say it was never.
If you picked up MVP post James Conrad and them being a popular brand,
sure,
they have amazing discs, great branding,
so
and they've
good.
got Simon Lazat. Yeah. So I can, but anybody before that, you're lying.
Yeah, because
you're lying.
You were the MA3 guy that was basically in a multi-level marketing scheme, walking up here like, guys, dude, I gained 50 feet of distance putting this MV in my bag. And everyone's like, but is it the mold or is it it's gyro, bro? This stuff goes so much farther. Those are the people that I'm like, listen, you can't get away from this one, okay? I'm sorry.
You can't get away with this.
But that's what, I mean, a lot of people are actually saying, like, well, maybe it's just because it's the time lapse. And when they're trying to make a Simon disc
that's
for
what
Simon,
I was thinking. Simon might just not be a gyro guy.
They're saying, oh, if it's the old time lapse, it's actually not molded correctly. That's why they retooled it. So, like, there's a lot of, like, coping mechanism going on. With the
it is just one disc, and it is a disc made for somebody who doesn't come from a gyro history.
Yeah, in fairness.
So he just wants a regular disc.
If you were Discmania, now picking the time lapse is like, there is something to be said of like, okay, it's just kind of like one of their most popular flagship things, so you go after that one. But also, like, I would have cut open 20 discs from MVP. I'd have cut open every MVP disc until I found the one that proved my point. Now, I'll also say this: they also picked a disc that would be
it is the
comparable in size and shape to the DD3.
It's not a bad pick.
Say, if you're Discmania, you're gonna pick the disc that Simon recreated.
Yeah,
it's also a spite play.
Like,
it's also a spite play.
You're gonna pick
But if
that
the numbers
disc.
didn't show you what you wanted, I'd have found another one and another one and another one.
Now, the argument here is, this is made by several different people, but I'll read Thomas here in the comment section. I think puts it clearest. He said, total weight is not the useful metric to determine gyroscopic effect. Weight distribution is. With MVP, the distribution is less about flight plate versus rim and more about distribution to the outer portion of the rim. So this test ignores that distribution with the flight plate itself when only looking at total weight. So if you look at their...
Cut that rim in half.
If you look at their site, what they claim is halfway into the rim where the overmold is. This is what Gyro claims. Is the outer half of the rim is the ultra dense chemically bonded blend.
Which you can see that in the disc.
Yeah, the core, which starts halfway into the rim, is no weight added. So their claim is never the rim's heavier than the flight plate.
Yeah.
Their claim is the outer part of the rim is heavier than the inner part of the rim, which shifts the weight to the outside.
That's what I was thinking, because that black part doesn't take up the entire rim.
So, Gyronauts, don't worry. This is funny. I will say it's funny to read the comments. It's funny to read watch people panic over it. But it's not disproven yet.
Yeah, we're just going to enjoy the panic, and then, like,
it's good time.
If the science checks out, the ball's in their court, because if the science checks out, which I think there's a good chance it does, there should be a response this week.
That's what I'm saying.
We should see a response this week.
All MVP
but if
has
there's
to
not,
do,
we're just going to take our own
has
liberties.
to do is, okay, cut the overmold off a disc.
Yeah.
Cut the rim. And then do the same on, like, any other disc. Do the same disc they did. Do the DD3, the Destroyer, the Force, whatever, and cut the rim in half and just weigh them and be like, look, inside of the rim, ours has, like, significantly less weight than the outside of the rim.
Yeah.
Point proven. There you go.
I do also think that one of the biggest arguments is, I would assume that I think the time lapse was not created with gyroscopic technology in mind. Well, I think they were trying to make a disc that did what Simon wanted to do, and I think that didn't involve trying to make a super gyroscopic disc.
Maybe that could be true. People were also saying in the comments, well, they use Neutron, which is one of the least gyroscopic plastics. Because I've always heard fission is the most. I've always heard that because they have the micro bobble in the core, yada, yada, yada. So, but again, there's a lot of coping. So I don't know.
Very true. It all makes sense. Again, all good points.
Again, I do think that it didn't quite... It proved what Q-Line was hoping to prove, which is Q-Line's doing something different. They have a thinner flight plate, thicker rim. How they got their weight distribution is the flight plate has less than the rim, the entire rim.
Like I said,
so Q-Line's different than Gyro, because Gyro's plan is...
I'm interested.
We put the weight to the outer edge of the rim, which is different than the entire rim.
Which technically would create more gyroscopic.
Correctness. So until that point's proven wrong, MVP, hold on to your bag. Don't throw them out the window. Don't start saying like, well, I just like the MVP because it looks so cool. You can still like the Gyro. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. You don't have to throw it all out. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater yet. Until someone cuts the Gyro off of a disc.
Then get that baby out of here.
Don't throw the baby out the bathwater?
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's a very interesting phrase, yeah.
Well, because they used to not have drains.
Yeah.
So they'd get rid of the bathwater, and it was like, hey, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
It's kind of like a funny thing, right? Like, don't scoop them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, not like don't let them go down the drain. So, anyways, yeah, we'll keep you updated because I'm
They used
sure
to
that's
have
coming
really
next.
big drains.
that was
Yeah.
Phrases with the Boys.